the audience for my speech today. My speech is about how to make pasta. Pasta is very delicious, but do you know all the work that goes into those tasty noodles? Pasta is a big part in many different meals and dishes, and knowing how to make could be useful information. Most everyone likes pasta, but not everyone knows how it's made. We're going to learn how pasta is made by looking at pasta origins, learning how to make it at home, and learning how it's mass-produced in factories. Most people think of pasta as being Italian, but it most likely originated in Asia. When we discuss pasta, we should first characterize the term. The word pasta is for the most part used to portray customary Italian noodles. Pasta is made using unleavened mixture comprising ground durum wheat and water or eggs. A typical idea about pasta is that Marco Polo brought it to Italy from China in the 13th century. In his book, The Travels of Marco Polo, there is a section that specifies his first experience with a plant that created flour. The Chinese utilized this plant to make food. The grainy food Polo specified was utilized to make a few pasta-like dishes, including one called lagna, or now lasagna. Since Polo's book no longer exists, the story solely depends on retellings by different writers and specialists. This makes it far-fetched that Marco Polo was actually the first to bring pasta to Italy. It's interesting how many details went into discovering such a common dish. Now that we've talked about pasta origins, we're going to talk about how to make pasta at home. Most people just buy their noodles, but it's actually quite easy to make them at home. First, you need 3½ cups of unbleached all-purpose flour and 4 extra large eggs. You mount the flour in the middle to make a hole. You mount the flour in the middle of a cutting board and make a hole in the middle to put eggs in. Use a fork to beat together the eggs and then slowly start to mix in the flour, working from the inside out. As you mix it, continue to push the flour so it maintains its well-like shape. The dough starts to form when around half the flour is mixed in. After you form the dough, you begin to knead it with your hands. If your dough is sticky, add flour until it's not. When you've got your dough all put together, pick it up and clean off the cutting board, then reflour it and continue to knead for 3 more minutes. It's important not to skip this step. Then wrap it in plastic wrap and let it sit for 20 minutes at room temperature. It's important to do this if you want light noodles. After that, you just roll it out and cut it into the shapes you want and cook it like you would any other pasta. Now you can think about making your own pasta instead of going out and buying some. Now that we've discussed pasta origins and homemade pasta, let's discuss how pasta is made in factories. Most of us buy our pasta in the mass-produced bags at the store, but how exactly are those bags made? In the factory, there are giant silos that hold 33 tons of semolina, a flour-like ingredient used to make pasta. It goes down a tube into a high-speed mixer where it mixes with water for about 10 seconds. The mixer can treat between 1 to 2 tons of semolina per hour. The dough comes out of the pre-mixer and goes into a blade mixer that is open to the air. Then it goes into a vacuum mixer. After that, it's ready to be molded into pasta. The factories have big brass molds that the pasta is shoved through to get its shape while a rotating blade cuts the pieces. It can cut around 12,000 rotinis per minute. After that, they're still soft, so they go onto a conveyor belt while they will dry. For different pastas like the bow ties, they have to be put into a big dryer, and spaghetti has to be dried vertically on sticks so that they maintain their straight shape. A computer determines how much pasta goes into each bag, and they go gently down a chute and then are emptied into bags by a spinning bucket system. Typically, the machine will package 10 8-pound bags, but it's capable of packaging 60 per minute. The intricate systems that a simple bag of pasta goes through are fascinating. In conclusion, most everyone likes pasta, and now you're one of the people who knows how it's made. We learned how pasta is made by looking at pasta origins, learning how to make it at home, and learning how they mass-produce pasta in factories. Now go out and eat some pasta.